Thanks for shining. This is single simulcast short, or S squared for short. Um, I want to thank y'all for stopping by, checking me out. I really do appreciate it. You can check it out on YouTube. You can check it out on Google. You can check out the original regular show on Cartoon Network because, well, it's a cartoon. And you can check out my show, Single Simulcast, at www.singlesimulcast.com. I'm going to go ahead and take some time out to send out an email to the uh, viewers so then they can make sure to come check it out. Um, but this episode is really uh, called Changes. Um, I was talking with some folks that I know, namely my wife and family members, and we were talking about changing. And the belief that people have is that anyone can change. You know, um, people change all the time. If a mistake is made, they learn from it and they change. And I guess I'm alone in this belief that I have that people don't change. People never change. Anybody who tells you that they change is lying to you. To change is an absolute fallacy. It doesn't happen. The belief that people change is a belief that's within ourselves to make us think that the people that we love are getting better, but really they don't change. You know what I'm saying? Let me make sure I got my microphone good. Hold on one second. I've been really giving this a lot of thought. I've been thinking about it for a long time, and nobody changes. People will say that they're going to change. They're going to say that they're going to change for you. They're going to change for the better. They're going to do whatever, but nobody changes. We might mature. We may mature in our life. We may mature in what we're doing and in our walk and all that kind of stuff, but nobody ever changes. You know what I mean? Nobody ever changes because you request that they change. Nobody will ever stop doing bad habits because you ask them to. You know, you putting something in front of them as an ultimatum is not going to make them make that change. Do you see what I'm saying? And it hurts me that so many people have so much faith in the word change. But there is no change. In any facet in life, if you hear the word change, it is a lie. Change does not happen. Politics, there's no change. The environment, there's no changing for the better. Nothing is getting better out here. I'm in California. We've been in a drought forever. Nothing is changing for the better. Everything is changing for the worse. So let me go ahead and say that if something changes, actually real life changes, it's usually for the worse. And the thought of change is just such a absolute it's such a crutch, you know? Oh yeah. I'm with this guy that I've been seeing for a couple months, and yeah, he hits me, but he said he's gonna change. He told me he loved me and he promised me that he's gonna change. He's gonna change his ways. And everybody believes that that change is gonna come, that change is gonna happen. And then it's all good for maybe like a month or 2 months, and then he has a bad day and it's right back to the same thing. Change isn't real. You change your diet, but you still have cheat days. You change your lifestyle, but you still see the same people. You change, and look, people who believe in God, Christians. I believe in God. I'm a Christian. I will say that. I'm a Baptist or something. I guess I'm non-denominational now, but people who believe in God have a deep belief that when you accept the Lord as your personal savior, you are changed. You are changed. That's what they tell you. If you believe in him and you dive under this water and you put your head into this baptismal thing, you are changed. And If that was the truth, pastors wouldn't be touching kids. Pastors wouldn't still be scoping out women in their church to prey on. People in church still wouldn't be saying hateful, hurtful, spiteful things about homosexuals. I'm just saying. We say that we change because it makes us feel good to think that we've done something better, but nobody changes. Nobody. The belief in change is not here. You know what change is? Change is our way of saying we are altering ourselves. We're altering ourselves. That's what change is. We are taking steps to, you know what? We're taking steps to mask ourselves. For example, when I say change, when I say what you guys say is change, what I think is altering or masking, let me put it to you like this. If my beloved wife said, you know what, I want to paint. I think the color of this house is drab. I want to paint. I want to change the color of the paint. See that staircase back there, that stairwell? When I first moved into this house about 3 years ago, that stairwell, all of it was white. That whole wood frame was white. The railing was white. Everything was white, and it was horrendous. It looked horrible. And I know that the people who came into this house the first time were like, yo, this all is so beautiful except for those stairs. We have to change that. So they painted over it. But even if you paint over it, all I had to do was come back with a little bit of turpentine, a screwdriver, and some do-right, and I was able to take that right back off. This white wall behind me, if you paint over it with gray, you paint over it with red, you paint over it with anything, does that mean that the white that was there originally is gone? No. No, it's just altered. It is masked. It is still there. It's just hidden way down deep. And that's the thing that we need to understand if we really want to get right with ourselves, if we really want to be honest with ourselves, is that nobody changes. We just keep masking in hopes that our next mask will get us the happiness that we're looking for, the happiness that somebody else is demanding of us. And that's not right. That's not fair. That's not how any of this should ever be. None of us should live our life hoping to mask ourselves enough that somebody else likes us. And none of us should go around thinking that somebody's going to change for us. I'm married. I've been married for 9 years. 9 years. Wow. I've been married for 9 years. And you know, when my wife and I first got married, when we first got married, I really thought I could change her. I really thought that I could change her. And she really thought she could change me. And we were young when we met. We were young when we got married. You know? And you know what happened? She did things that I was just like, I wish you would stop doing that. And I did things that she was like, I wish you would stop doing that. And we would butt heads constantly about these things because she didn't want to stop doing the things she was doing, and I didn't want to stop doing the things that I was doing. I'm not saying it's like we were cheating on each other or anything like that. It wasn't like that at all. We just had these things that we like to do that we didn't want to stop doing because the other person wanted us to. You know what I'm saying? And so we kept having these roadblocks. Like every 4 months, we would have these roadblock conversations where we're like, you know what? You're still doing that thing that I asked you to stop doing. Well, you're still doing that thing that I asked you to stop doing. And it just went back and forth in an endless circle. And then you know what happened? I stopped doing the things that I was doing. It wasn't because of her. It wasn't because my wife was asking me to. I stopped doing what I was doing because I got bored with doing it. I got bored with hanging out with the people I was hanging out with. I got bored with doing the games that I was doing or playing whatever I was playing. It wasn't because my wife asked me to change. I fucking grew up. I matured. There's people out there who will tell you, you know what, my wife asked me to change and I changed. No, you didn't. You matured. There is a difference between maturity and change. You know what change is? Honestly, you know what change is? Change is I am going to take this cat and I'm going to turn it into a bird. You know what that is? It's fucking magic. That's what change is. It doesn't happen. But you know what does happen? Masking, altering, hiding, lying. These things happen. I have parents, I have godparents, I have parent-in-laws, I have family members, I have all these people that I keep asking them over and over again. And I know I'm not alone when I ask these questions. Why can't you just do this? Hey, I got a podcast called Single Simulcast. I've asked you to listen to it. I've been doing it for like 4 years. Why can't you just listen? Why can't you just support me? Why can't you just come check me out? And they'll say, well, you know, right now it's just not a good time. Maybe next month I'll be able to get some time in. And you know what? I know that they're never going to do it. But I keep believing that they're going to do it, that they're going to change. And it's only hurting me. When you believe that somebody's going to change for you, you're only hurting yourself. They don't have to change. They like them. They don't have a problem with what they're doing. You have a problem with what they're doing. And they don't care. They will mask it though, if it needs be. If you know what's crazy? I know people who have been addicted to drugs, have been addicted to alcohol, have been addicted to a lot of stuff. I never say addicted to porn because I don't understand how that works. I just love porn. You know, I'm not addicted to it though. You know, I'm getting mine when I need to get, but never mind. I digress. The people who I know who are addicted to these things or were addicted to these things at one point or another have taken steps to distance themselves from it. But you know what's crazy? If you ask them about it, they will tell you as honestly as possible, I'm still an addict. I'm still an addict every day. And I fight against my inner will, my inner self every single day to not go back to that I was coming from. They recognize there's no such thing as change. There's just masking and altering and hoping you don't pull those masks off. I don't know. When Barack Obama said that it was time for change, I really believed it. I believed it in all facets too. I did. And then I realized that nothing changed. The world just kept spinning. Racism was still there, just a bit more overt. And maybe it's always been that overt and I just wasn't old enough to really pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Barack Obama was 2008. That was really the first election that I actually was really paying attention to. Before him with George Bush for the last two elections, 2002, I don't know, fucking know. Let's see, 2000 and 2004, because Barack got 2008. He got elected. It was like, okay, it's a Republican. Did I even vote? I remember that I voted in 2004. I know I voted. In 2000, I think I might have voted, but fuck it, I was 20. You don't really care about these things, and I don't really know. I know that the people that I know were talking bad about George Bush back when he was president. I know that. And now that Barack Obama's president, people are talking bad about him, and I see that. Did anything change? Except now it's the other side talking bad about the president. Did anything really? And if a Republican gets elected this time around, will Democrats not be evil? Did anything change? I'm just saying we have to stop masking ourselves and giving and saying that we can change. We got to stop instead of giving false hope, give real honesty. You know what? I don't know if I can do that. I can try. I will try my hardest to be this person that you want me to be, but I got to tell you that I'm not comfortable with it. I got to tell you that. You want me to stop doing this, but I really like doing this, and I don't really feel comfortable with telling you that I'm going to be able to stop doing it, because if I don't stop doing it, I'll be a liar. Do you know when I used to make so many promises. I used to make so many promises to everybody. I never wanted to hurt anybody, so I made promises to everybody about everything. I promise I'll be there. I promise I'll do this. I promise I'll do this. And then one day I made 2 promises to 2 different people, and one person I couldn't keep. And my daughter was in tears. She was in kindergarten. She was doing a rehearsal or a recital for a choir at school. And I got there right as they were singing the last song. I got there right as they were closing out, because I had to keep a promise to my boss. And so I couldn't keep the promise to my daughter. And my daughter was in tears, full on boo-hoo, big eye tears, looking for me on the stage, crying and singing at the same time. And it was heartbreaking. And I made that promise. A change, saying that you're going to change, is nothing more than a promise. They are holding you to that contract that you're giving them that says you're going to change this, you're going to change your ways. And do you know that when you say you're going to change, that means that out of nowhere, you have to alter everything. You didn't used to clean up. Well, you just promised you'd be better at cleaning up, so you better get to it. But now you got to break down this whole mindset of, I fucking hate cleaning. You used to stay out late and hang out with the fellas. Well, now you promise not to do that, so now you better stop. But you got this arrangement set up with your friends where you're actually doing this. You promised not to do extra life anymore, because the next day you're always asleep the whole day and your wife and family need you that next day. But you and your boys actually enjoy that camaraderie and that understanding, and you can't make your significant other understand how much you actually need that. So now you're changing to make them happy and you're miserable. That's not how this is supposed to work. Everybody's supposed to be happy as much as you can. Live life and live it abundantly. That is what we are here for. But if we're lying to each other about our intentions and what we can and can't do, then we're not helping anybody. We're hurting them and we're killing ourselves. I'm just saying. The only thing we can change is the channel, our clothing, the stuff we buy. But you know what's crazy? Most times when you change the channel, you change right back. And even if you change your clothes, you're still going to wear those clothes again somewhere down the line. And if you're changing the stuff you buy, if that stuff was your favorite, you're going to go right back. I'm not a good person, but I'm a good man. And I'm an all right podcaster. I can do this. I can live this life. But I got to be honest with you. I got to try and be as honest as I can. In these short times that I have during S3, I got to be as honest as I can to you. Because if I don't, I've got nothing else. I won't make any promises. I'm not. I'm going to say some stuff that's going to make you mad. I know that. But what I am going to ask you to do is try and eradicate that word from your vocabulary, the word change. Look for other more realistic words. Something that you can actually attain, something that you can actually achieve Something that you can actually do. Because when we say we're going to change something, usually it never works out in our favor. Like I said, I have a podcast called Single Simulcast. It's a longer version of this. It's actually usually more humorous than this was. And this is the first time I'm doing single simulcast shorts. I used to do videos of me like riffing, doing skits, whatever. This was really pressing down on me. This was really on my mind. And that's what single simulcast shorts is. That's what S3 is. If something is really pressing down on me, I have to talk about it. It's not always going to be this. It's not always going to be something funny. It might be something political. It might be something that I've seen. It might be a video game that I played. Doggone it, Far Cry is still dope. Far Cry 4 is still bloody amazing. And I might talk about that at some time. I just really want you guys to know that I promise you that I will be as honest as I absolutely can, and that will not change. It won't. If there's something that you want to talk about on Twitter, my name is Rashanii, Rashanii. I'm on Facebook if you can find me. My page on Facebook is facebook.com/single simulcast. Leave something in the comments. If there's a question, if there's anything, let me know. There's actually something else that I'm going to introduce as time goes on, but I actually have to work with it before I can introduce it with confidence, as well as other show ideas that I have and that I'm going to have going forward. I really do appreciate you taking the time out to listen to me, and I really do want to know what you think in regards to this situation. Can people change? Do you believe that people can actually change? I'm honest. I'm honestly curious to know what you think. And our ideas don't have to mesh. They don't have to be the same. That's how a good discussion is started. All that I ask is that you're as honest with me as I'm trying to be with you. Today's Sunday, July the 28th. Yes. And this is the first go around at S3, single simulcast shorts. I really want to thank y'all for listening. I want to thank the homeboy Lefty Brown for checking out the live show of it. I do want to take time out to say, check out his shows, The Married Gamers, with him and his wife, Miss Lefty. Wonderful show, wonderful people. They talk about Far Cry. And then they have a show called You Lose. Check them both out. Wonderful people. And again, check out Single Simulcast. It's available on basically any pod feeder, but mostly it's singlesimulcast.com. Y'all be good. Y'all be blessed. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon. Peace.